From WMTW.com, trio of baby seals released into the ocean off of the coast of Maine. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. Okay, let's take this. Oh, wow. They're they immediately set off into the ocean. Some individuals I've seen with certain seal releases are much more timid, tend to also be ones that are a bit more accustomed to people. So in the rehabilitation process, the goal is to have it where they're not accustomed to humans. Oh, was it? Okay. Well, there's the nonprofit organization Marine Mammals of Maine is celebrating the release of three rehabilitated seal pups into the ocean. The group said it took in the trio of pups due to maternal abandonment. Yeah, I was going to guess that these were originally abandoned pups and not likely from like some sort of a breeding facility. One pup was abandoned due to human interaction, while another was abandoned due to a late season nor'easter. I'm guessing that has to do with the mother giving birth later in the birthing season. It is unclear at what caused the third pup to be abandoned. Marine Mammals in Maine said one of the three abandoned pups was transported to its hospital from Massachusetts because it had nowhere else to go. The group said all three pups would not have been able to survive on their own, but after 2 to 3 months of specialized care on behalf of Marine Mammals of Maine, the pups were cleared for release. Central Maine Power said it sponsored one of the three abandoned pups. The pup, named Circuit, was found on private property in Owl's Head in May. Circuit was only a few days old at the time and was still bearing his umbilical cord. Oh, wow. That's you know what? That's nice. It's a very unique name. I've never heard of this given to any animal, unless maybe there's like a pig way back, but never a seal. So off the coast of Maine, there's actually a wide variety of marine life in the region, especially different species of seals. You have the harbor seals in the region, which get to around 350 pounds, and they feed on a wide variety of different types of mollusks within the region, along with the gray seals within the region. This is probably a pup. But anyway, these individuals, they could do somewhere around 450 pounds, and they do coexist with the harbor seals as well as even the. Oh, wait, no, I think this is a full grown individual of this specific of the gray seal. And let's see. Oh, also in this region, you have the hooded seals. I believe, though, these individuals tend to be a bit more seasonal. They might come here during the winter months. Hooded seals are much larger. These animals can reach somewhere around 600 to 700 pounds. And the males have a large area of tissue that they will inflate during the breeding season to help ward off other males as well as attract females. But they also have some of the most violent seal fights of any of this or the penniped lineage outside of like elephant seals. Not that with certain species of sea lions, fights can't get quite violent. And then you have the wide variety of sharks in the region. So this is the short fin mako shark. These individuals, at least the females, can reach somewhere around um, what at least like some around 800 to 1,500 pounds. So they are one of the larger species of shark in the region. Marine Mammals of Maine said there was no indication Circuit was abandoned or in trouble, so they left him there overnight to give him a chance to reunite with his mother. But when Circuit was still there the next day, the group took him in. It was a tough summer scrambling to suddenly serve as the only facility taking in maternally dependent pups, but thanks to our supporters, our hospital and resources were strategically adapted to take in more than anticipated. With diminishing support for marine mammals and their conservation, it has been more important than ever to ensure these vulnerable pups had somewhere to go. That's interesting. Considering how many commercials have been put out from celebrities, especially about like dolphins off the coast of Japan, you would think that there are actually quite a few people promoting marine mammal conservation, but apparently there actually has been much less support. That's interesting. Marine Mammals of Maine said it works to help stranded marine mammals and sea turtles from Kittery to Rockland. Well, this is nice. I'm glad that the seals got out to the ocean, and I hope they make it to maturity and have pups of their own. Taking a look at the other species of shark in the region. So, this is a 400-pound sand tiger shark, also with the females being larger, which is much of the case with many species of shark. Certain ones, there isn't too much dimorphism occurring. So, there isn't really much of a size difference between the males and females, but it's a smaller percentage of shark species. There is also the thresher shark, which yes, this is not a animated image. This is the distinct shape of the thresher shark skull. And despite how small it looks in the picture, this is a 1,300-pound female. And this animal does prey on a wide variety of different species of fish, along with the other shark species in the region. So occasionally it will even prey on other species of younger shark. And for some reason, this animal has an extremely one of the longest tails compared to its body size of any shark. Also, it is odd because you also have the very short bottom fin. Like, why? For some reason, evolution decided to just keep increasing the length of the top fin and just say, yeah, forget about this. There's no point. We're going to increase this and all the other sharks because if you look at something like the great white shark, which do inhabit the region, but there are very few. Even though the top part of the tail fin is much longer, it's even got that two distinct hook-like structures, which is interesting. Its short fin is still shorter, but they're much closer in overall length. Yeah, so a bit closer to something like a boomerang, but the not him. That's interesting. Actually, so here's the thresher, and then even the sand tiger shark has a much longer top of the tail fin compared to the bottom parts, and smaller dorsal fins, which is also something that you find on the orcas. And no, despite the killer whales or orcas having dorsal fins, they are not sharks. But technically, when you look at most species of dolphins and even porpoises, they do have dorsal fins. But certain sharks, for some reason, have two distinct ones. Just saying, if you didn't know, at least these sharks, they're not related to dolphins. And I'm just saying there have been certain people that because they see dorsal fins on sharks and orcas or dolphins, they think they're the same thing. It's like some people think that woolly mammoths are dinosaurs. Like it's a mammal. Anyway, poor okay, so this is the poor beagle shark. I cannot confirm if it has the personality of a beagle, but this animal also does prey on certain species of fish. Oh, some of these sharks do prey on the seals within the region as well. So those pups, I hope, will avoid these animals. Poor beagles, I think they get to somewhere around 500 pounds, and they have a much longer dorsal fin compared to their body size, unlike most sharks. The interesting thing is the overall tail sides are relatively similar in shape and even length. And then you have the spiny dogfish, which is also a shark in the region. This is it's a bit of a bottom feeder and tends to prey on much smaller organisms. So not even bothering with the seals or most species of fish. This animal is around 6 to 7 feet in length and weighs somewhere around 30 to 40 pounds, much smaller. And then here is the blue shark, which this individual, I believe, can reach close to a ton. So somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, despite how narrow it is in overall length. It is interesting how most of these sharks do have a much longer upper tail fin. Now, when it comes to the great whites, they're much less common in the region, but the largest great white on record was around 4,400 pounds, so over 2 tons. Many tend to think that these great whites are like saltwater crocodile size, and they dwarf saltwater crocodiles, especially the females. Female great whites are bigger than the males. Okay, well, let me know what your favorite species of seal or shark is in the comments. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share this show with everyone you know, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.